preciosa te llaman las olas del mar que te baña.
Members attending AFSA's 13th Triennial Convention in San Juan were treated to the island's hospitality, its vibrant culture, and a warm welcome from Puerto Rico's governor.
Well, thank you and welcome. I hope those visiting from outside Puerto Rico are having a good time, and we guarantee good weather and excellent meetings.
Inspiration came early in the two-day convention with the keynote address from a noted radio and television commentator,
Mr. Tavis Smiley.
Trying to fight.
Smiley's message was direct and compelling.
Some of these kids walking through war zones every day, just trying to get to school, to get access to a decent, and oftentimes a less than decent, education.
Smiley urged school leaders to recommit themselves to loving care of the children they serve.
The war that we are fighting is so significant that we are going to have soldiers who truly love these children. Soldiers who are willing to serve these children.
Smiley called for passage of a constitutional amendment that guarantees every child an equal, high-quality education.
What I'm suggesting is that every child in this country ought to start at the same starting line. They ought to start. Our talent and our ability will determine how far we go. I talked more today about what I wanted to talk about, which was the babies. Because ultimately what administrators are doing it for is to make sure that these kids ultimately get the kind of education they deserve.
A panel on the state of public education proved the centerpiece of the convention's first day. Its experts provided convention goers with informed data and unvarnished passion about the challenges school leaders are facing.
We've got opportunity gaps happening when our kids, from the very beginning, they don't have the health care they need from the very beginning. Their communities have been starved of the necessary resources they need. I could go through a litany of different things that are going on that children in better resourced communities never have to worry about, and their parents never have to think about. And our babies that are coming from struggling communities, when they show up to school on the first day, you and I already know that opportunity gap is already created the achievement gap that we are then charged with trying to close.
Educators, we look at kids as individuals and we figure out the best practices and the best pedagogy that makes their possibilities as lifelong learners happen, and that's best done in a public environment, because then there's no winners and losers. And in privatization you have commodities and some things win, some things lose. Public, everybody gets to win. We can make it possible for all of our children to get a great education that way.
Presentations were bolstered throughout the convention on subjects ranging from Common Core standards to the dilemma technology poses for administrators, from retiree activism to the need for more relevant evaluations of administrators. Dr. John Jackson, President and CEO of the Schott Foundation for Public Education, made clear his disdain for the drive to privatize the nation's public schools.
Join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. John Jackson.
Our goal is not profit. The work that we do because we believe that all students should have a fair and substantive opportunity to learn. Our public schools work. The more students we kick out, and the more schools that are closed because of lower populations, it does not allow us to make the case for the type of supports that we need to educate it. In many respects, I've been on panels and discussions where they're using this low enrollment, the high push out, to say, hey, this is why we don't need a public school system. They're losing numbers.
No system can be a high achieving system without there being equity and excellence paired together. Until we create a system where all students have an opportunity to learn and achieve the high standards which all students can, you can't say that you have a high achieving system. This can happen by providing equitable resources, high standards, and at the same time the supports necessary to help all students achieve those standards.
Dr. Jackson concluded with a rallying cry that left little doubt about what it will take to stem the tide of privatization.
Will you stand up for these children? Do you believe that all students should have the opportunity to learn? When your number is called, will you be there to answer the call? Leaders united. That's what it's going to take to lead this campaign and to provide an opportunity to learn to all students. God bless you all.
Brothers, please welcome the Director of Bully, Mr. Lee Hurst.
I hear a big yes.
The convention's closing day got off to a rousing start with a presentation by the director of Bully, the film documentary that is winning growing support among school leaders as a tool for coping with bullying.
What I urge you to do as your schools start, build a community-wide agreement with your students, with your colleagues, with your school board that this is something, this is a new day here, this is a new priority, and use your own incredible creative genius and ideas and expertise in education to come up with what that means for your building and your community.
That's being framed, but people generally...
AFL-CIO Secretary-Treasurer Liz Schuler made it clear that neither public education nor organized labor can afford a Mitt Romney presidency.
Means that he's pushing back against anyone who's willing and able to advocate for the basic rights of students to high-quality, free public education, and for the people who make that education possible. He's pushing back against you. I am urging, begging, pleading right now from this podium that you not rest until you're doing everything you can in your union's political program to beat this back. Are you with me?
And a video message from President Richard Trumka urged AFSA members to rally behind the union's School Leaders United campaign.
Our common dream. Politics matters. Responsibility matters. It's absolutely crucial that you get involved in the School Leaders United campaign. With this campaign and others like it, we can end the practice of blaming educators and administrators for the tough issues with our public schools.
President Woodard's keynote address capped off a dynamic 2 days with a compelling call to save public education with renewed activism in the November election and beyond.
Will we stand by and let poor children's opportunities be squandered by the indifference or disdain of politicians? Or will we stand united in preventing their sort of educational child abuse? That is really our choice, much more than the question of whose smile or campaign commercials we like the best. Will we unite and fight the effort to secure the opportunity every child deserves for a quality education? Or will we let division and apathy subject children in need to a lifetime of struggle and servitude? It's not much of a choice. But as we teach our children, choices have consequences. And for us to lead the cause of opportunity for all, we have to be all in, united as one, committed to an unshakable solidarity. That's who we are, that's what our union has been at its best, and that's what it will take to save the children we serve and the public schools they need. We hope you will stand united in that cause. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.